Good afternoon, everyone. Cooking with you here. It is 5:17 on January the 11th. It's Saturday. Looking forward to worship at church tomorrow, having gone through consecration with saints alike. I look for the Spirit of the Lord to be prevalent in our sanctuary. I am back. I am going to make this quick. I've already done a video about the vegetables that I'm roasting to have on the side of my sardine salad. I don't know if you've ever made it. I don't make it that frequently, but I like sardine salad a lot. This is the sardines packed in mustard sauce. You can get them packed in olive oil. I don't think they do water like they do with tuna fish, but the one packed in mustard sauce is delicious. I'm gonna open this. This is actually my fourth can. Now, I'm doing this much. It's a lot. It looks like a lot. But Deacon won't eat this. As a matter of fact, he came home a couple of hours ago, just before I left to go to prayer, and he had one of his plant-based burgers, because you can just heat those up and eat them, and it's done. To these sardines, I am going to add some components to make it turn into kind of like a potato salad, but not really. This is a sweet and spicy mustard. I like the sweet relish. I don't have any sweet relish, so I'm going to add just a little bit more mustard to this. That winds up being about a tablespoon right there. Don't need a whole lot. To that, I'm going to add some dill pickles that I have. I got these Vlasic, and it's based on the recipe for red hot sauce. I'm gonna dump those. It's just maybe one small pickle chopped up, or half of a pickle actually. Of course, he doesn't like raw onion, but I do. I'm adding some, I'll show you this after I get ready to mix it up. Some onion, and to add a little bit more protein, I'm gonna add a few of the chickpeas. Chickpeas yesterday, I emptied a can into here because I needed the aquafaba. That's what I made the mayo from, the liquid in chickpeas or white beans. It's full of protein and it whips up. It became, this is a little bit of Dijon mustard. And then to that, I am going to get a clean spoon and get a little of my homemade mayo. I made this from the aquafaba, some lemon juice, some other things. If you watched the video yesterday, you saw me make this, like mayonnaise, but better because I added a little bit of sweetener to mine, stevia, which is plant-based. To that, I'm going to add a little bit of sesame oil, because sesame oil makes everything taste good. Just, maybe just half a teaspoon. To this, I'm going to add some pumpkin seeds. I was going to add some cashews. A man that I used to work with used to use cashews in his sardines, but it just didn't look right to me. So I'm going to use some of these pepitas, they're called, pumpkin seeds. To that, I'm going to add just a little bit of pepper flakes. I'm going to sprinkle them into my, you know to do this, right? Put a little bit in your hand so you can kind of control it. You don't want to dump stuff in that you can't fish out easily later on. I think we're just about there. I will see if it is sweet enough for me, but if not, I will add some stevia. I have already decorated my plate so that my sardine salad has a pretty place to rest. I talked about this with you before. When you're eating, before you eat, you want to make sure that your food looks appetizing. This could use a little bit of black pepper. I don't actually need it because I put some red pepper in there, but the flavor of black pepper I like tremendously. So I'm going to grab this with the sprinkle ready, and I am going to remove the gum from my mouth. Forgive me. Turmeric goes in almost everything that I cook because it is good for circulation. And as you might know, one of the side effects of being a diabetic is circulation issues, which happens to my legs. People used to tell me when I was working, and I worked at the state for 30 years. Prior to that, I worked for one of the most difficult attorneys for 3 years prior to the state. But I wore high heels almost every day of my life. It wasn't until the last 5 years that I learned to walk to and from my car with tennis shoes on. But that wasn't in vogue then. So now this does not look like tuna salad because after all it's sardine salad. But I promise you, if you try this, you will like it. Now I'm going to put some of this on my plate. I'm going to get myself some saltine crackers without the added salt. And I'm going to add this to my beautiful nest here. I've got some lettuce and some tomatoes, some cilantro on my plate. I know, and you know, that making your food look pretty is half the battle. So there's my plate with my beautiful salad, tomatoes and lettuce. I'm gonna taste this for you, I'll be honest. I don't think it'll be sweet enough, but I'll try it. Just a small bite. I want a little bit of the onion, a little bit of the chickpeas. I don't see the crackers. Mr. Good comes and moves things around right from time to time. So let me get my veggies out of the oven. Forgive me. I cut up before I went to church. I cut up some yellow potatoes, some carrots, some Japanese yam, just one. And I put some cabbage, Napa cabbage in here. I used about 1 tablespoon of oil in my hand. I demoed it to toss these around with. I put some cilantro, some multi-seasoning that most of us use in there, a little bit of soy sauce before I put the oil on so that it would adhere to the vegetables. Once you put oil on anything, including vegetables, including pasta, if you put the oil on first, your sauce is not going to stick the way you want it to. So on top of the salad that I have there, I'm going to get myself, and I'm really hungry, I'm going to get these as roasted before I went to church. I'm going to get myself some vegetables to put on my plate. If I had my crackers, I would put them alongside this. There's my beautiful plate. My sardine salad on top of a bed of lettuce. There's some baby tomatoes there and my roasted vegetables. So that's my dinner. Now, really quickly, here's my blender. I'm gonna wash this off. I think I may have done a vegetable with this knife. So I wanna make sure I've got nice clean dishwater. I don't know if you guys use it or not, but my daughter-in-law, Lim Good, and we're addicted to bleach. We put bleach in our dishwater. It tears your wash rags up a lot, but I promise you, you don't have to worry about giving anyone dysentery. To this blender, I'm going to put in some, for mine, Deacon Good is going to have some strawberries. His strawberries are frozen. I did not freeze this. I didn't think I'd be able to cut it and slice it. I probably could have done it ahead of time, but I wasn't sure how it would go. So what I opt to do, if this is not frothy enough, I do have some plant-based whipping cream, and it is delicious. When I made the smoothie the other day with the blueberries, there was, in my opinion, way too much vanilla in there. The deacon thought it was wonderful, but I'm not sure that I agree with that. I am going to get, instead of firm tofu, I have what is called silken soft tofu. You see that? silken soft tofu. So I'm gonna just scoop in a little of this. This is gonna give me the protein. You can find plant-based protein powder. I haven't been out to look for it yet, but I'm sure I can find it. I'm putting, there's not much in there at all. There's a, oh, this is about half a pound. There's a couple of spoons in there. Here is some of that plant-based whipped topping. I'm put a hunk of that in there. I don't think I need sweetener. This is quite sweet. And then I'm gonna put my cashew milk in. You can use almond milk or oat milk. I'm going to add a little bit of ice to this because my fruit was not frozen. Remember, I froze his blueberries. Frozen blueberries and his strawberries are frozen. So when I make his, I'm going to do it from frozen vegetables. So that gives the frothiness a head start. I'm going to add the ice and let's see what we come up with thus far. The orange color coming through from the mango. I could probably add some more. I'll stop it and taste it. Always, like I said, before you do too much anything, taste as you go so you don't make a mistake of too much this or too much that. A little bit of sweetener is warranted here for this one. That mango is not very sweet. And while I'm at it, I've got a drawer with some frozen fruit in here. And I'm going to add into this, just because I like them and Brian doesn't. I'm going to make his mostly strawberries. I'm going to add some frozen blueberries into this to give it a little more thickness and frozenness. Your frozen vegetables or your frozen fruit acts like the ice. I'm going to grab myself a glass. Now it's not the prettiest of colors now because I've added that blue to orange. But let's stop it and see where we are. Remember, I can add as much as I want to this. I can take away from it. I've learned now from pouring my panipuri the other day to remove the blade, or that's going to come plopping down, and that's not going to be successful into my glass. So there is my fruit smoothie. I know because I've dealt with stevia for quite a while, you only need one package. It is extremely sweet. I only use a couple when I'm doing mine. See the thickness of that? It's quite thick. That straw stands up in the middle. It doesn't fall over. No one could ask for anything more. It is just wonderful. So there we have it. We have got our beautiful sardine salad. We've got our roasted vegetables. And we've got ourselves a lovely, I kill me pulling myself in that predicament where I can't find anything, but there's a fruit smoothie. This is delicious. All right, everybody, have a wonderful evening, and God bless you. Thank you for watching.